Hello, everyone. So I just finished watching all 10 episodes of the Sandman series on Netflix. So each one is about anywhere from 45 to 55-ish minutes long. And of course, it is a adaptation of the Sandman comic book graphic novel series that Neil Gaiman did for DC Comics like 30 years ago. And I know that this series has been like 30 years in the making. Finally got the greenlit on Netflix, so it stars Tom Sturridge as, of course, Dream, and Boyd Harbrick is in this. Patton Oswalt is in this. There's a few more names down the line, but it has a really, really good cast. But yes, without further ado, let me get into my review for the Sandman Season 1. So, Season 1 of the Sandman covers about like the first 10 issues, if I remember correctly, of the graphic novel. So, I read a decent amount of the Sandman about 10 years ago. I didn't read it in order. I haven't read the whole thing, but I know a decent amount about what the world's supposed to be, what the character's supposed to be, so I can speak decently on how accurate it is to the comics, of course. But upon escaping after decades of imprisonments by a mortal wizard, Dream, the personification of dreams and ruler of the dream world, the realm of nightmares, it sets to reclaim his lost equipment, which was stolen from him during his imprisonment. At least that is the case for the first 5 episodes of this. And then the second part, so I want to say the last 4 episodes of this series, deals with a lot of, well, just other things. We'll kind of get to that, what I thought of the last 4 episodes in a little bit here. But yes, finally, we have the Sandman, and my goodness, they truly brought this series to life in a lot of ways that were just absolutely amazing and perfect. First off, Tom Sturridge as, of course, Dream. Incredible. The voice that he does for it and the bass that they're able to add to it was really, really cool. He is Dream personified, and I absolutely loved his performance in this series. They got his character absolutely nailed down perfectly. And I found that was the case for most every single character within this series, where they were just casted perfectly and given really, really good direction. There's one that didn't quite do it for me, but we'll get into it. Boyd Holbrook was fantastic as the Corinthian, and of course we have Gwendoline Christie, who plays Lucifer in this series. She does an amazing job. She's not in it too much, so of course settle your expectations a little bit if you're hoping to see a lot of her. But when she's in it, absolutely incredible and amazing, and I really, really, really enjoyed just how well done they were able to basically translate and bring the pages of this comic book series to life on the screen. There's just so many visuals that were taken again straight out of the book that were just again so beautiful and amazing to look at. And set design was absolutely amazing. Costume design was amazing. Again, characters were really, really great. But the visuals in this definitely are a step up from a lot of things that we've seen beforehand. For a lot of Netflix's TV series, it looks and sounds incredible in so many ways. And again, too, a lot of that just has to do with amazing art direction from the comic book series, but they really did a great job bringing it to life and just again knocking it out of the park in terms of visual setting and set design. Easily some of the best set design I've seen Netflix ever do, or just really most TV shows are gonna have to compete with it this year if they want to talk about Emmys and things like that. But really, really well done in that regards. I found that too, when we kind of get into the story, the first 6 episodes of this series are some of the best TV that I've seen in years. Incredible pacing, incredible stories, incredible messages about life, immortality, crime, murder, what it is to live, what it is to dream, what it is to again to be immortal in the sense of like the physical immortality, and also to just living throughout centuries from the work that you do, things like that. There's just really great concepts that they do, and they make amazing use of Dream's powers, and of course too everything that escaped from his realm during his like century long imprisonment. They do very, very good use of as well. Just amazing stories that they brought to life in the first 6 episodes of this. One of my favorite, so I want to say my 2 favorite episodes was episode 5, which covers the 24-hour storyline that was done in the comics. I believe it was issue number 6 in the comics, if I remember correctly, but it was easily one of my favorite the ones that I read of the Sandman. That was one of my favorites. They covered it absolutely perfectly. Of course, they had to adapt some things to bring it to the screen, and I found that they did a really, really good job with it. It's easily one of the standout episodes of this, but I also really liked episode 6 a lot. It is definitely a bit of a slower episode, but again, what it means for its messaging and its characters, I found was absolutely stunning and easily, like I said, episodes 5 and 6 are the incredible standouts for me, but the first 6 episodes of this got everything right, and it was so, so good. Episodes 7, 8, 9, and 10 were a major step back for me. I just felt like the pacing was off, and there was so much that was just boring, and it got simple and so easy to predict where everything was going. Even though, again, I remembered a decent amount about where everything went from here on out. It just felt so like a different crew came in and we're doing the storyline, and of course, giving the characters lines and things like that. So it just really bothered me. When it came to, again, first 6 episodes, Joanna Constantine is in this, and she's absolutely awesome. I found they did a really good job with her. But one of my main problems of, again, the last few episodes of this 7, 8, 9, and 10 has to do with the character of Rose Walker, where I found, again, the actress did a good job. I'm not blaming her at all, but it was just her character was so I didn't remember her being like this in the comic book series. I remember a little bit of like the same intense and missions that she gave herself in the first little bits, but I found that Rose in this series was so incredibly ignorant and just prudish and entitled, to the point of her being so uninteresting on the screen, where just again the motivations for what she's doing, why she's doing, just come off as so childish and again ignorant, to the points where I just couldn't get into her character. And even though, like, again, the last 4 episodes revolve completely around her, I did not care about her at all. And again, see, that just made me not care about the final 4 episodes of this series. Again, too, it was a major shift of pace, having, again, most everything be wrapped up in the first 6 episodes of course, Dream getting his power back. But my goodness, yeah, it was just a major step back in terms of, again, the brutality of the show, having the nightmares kind of dwell out a lot too. A lot of the character's power is showcased through the Sandman and Gwendolyn Christie's Lucifer. Even the Corinthian himself are really showcased perfectly in the first 6 episodes, but I found everything took a step back in the last 4, where yeah, geez, I was raving to my friends saying this has to be one of the best DC adaptations, comic book adaptations of all time in the first 6 episodes. But yeah, the last 4 just really, really took a downward spiral for me. And I don't want to say like I absolutely hated it, but it was such a major step back that it did kind of, it really hurt my enjoyment of the show, where I easily would have loved to rewatch this series almost immediately after doing so. But I don't know if I want to just watch the first 6 episodes, because I definitely don't want to watch 7, 8, and 9, and 10 again. I still, again, really have to highly recommend this series because it's absolutely incredible and easily one of the better comic book adaptations that they've done in a long, long time. It was just with a lot of the characters, again, having just major pacing issues and major issues with just not caring about the characters at all because of how ignorant they are, made it really tough to get into the, of course, ending of this series, where I just wanted to rush through it as fastly as I could. And it was a little tough for me to pay attention to sometimes in the last 4 episodes, because again, just a major step back. But really, with everything taken together, I'm gonna have to still give the Sandman an 8 out of 10. I found that it was an absolutely incredibly acted, incredibly designed, and really, really fun show to watch. There's so much to like about it, and of course, down the line for further seasons, it's gonna get incredible too. Because again, I've read a decent amount of what comes after this, so I'm very, very excited to see more of the Sandman. It's just, unfortunately, there was a bit of pacing, and well, I've gone through the last 4 episodes there, but that did take a major toll on the show. I was thinking about scoring it lower, but the first 6 episodes are so incredible that again, I'm gonna have to give this an 8 out of 10, and highly, highly recommend it to anyone who's a fan of the graphic novels, fan of DC Comics, or just anyone who wants something really different to watch and get into, this is definitely down the alley. So if you've seen the Sandman on Netflix, please let me know what you thought about it, and well, in the comments down below. And of course, if you like this review, give it a thumbs up. And you can check out everything I do on this plate, or sorry, geez, on this channel through my plays down below, and I'll link some up top here for convenience sake. If you want to check out the Media Mountain, which is my Discord, where we talk about movies, video games, comic books, TV, pretty much everything that's awesome in this world, in the description of this video as well, and of course my channel bio. Amazing community that you can help make even more amazing. Very much appreciate if you join that. I can discuss everything that's awesome in this world with me. But yes, just awesome, guys.
Sky blue eyes, I see a world behind them. No more time sinking into the side.